Hi, I'm Jenna, and this is episode 114. So, a big hello and welcome to any new viewers, and a big hello and thank you to returning viewers. You guys have just been really phenomenal, especially lately, and I just really appreciate it. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, welcome, and on with the show. So, we have no knit along currently. Trying to get some wheels turning. It's kind of hard for me to plan anything right now because I like to knit along with you. So I'm curious if anybody has any feedback or ideas of something to knit. The only thing I can think of is maybe doing like, I don't know. We'll see. So, like I said, if anyone has any ideas for knit along for May that you would like to do or think would be a great idea, I'm totally open to hear it because I definitely would love to do one because there will not be a knit along in June. June is kind of crazy. It's my birthday month. It's the retreat. The kids are getting out of school. So much is going on, and so yeah, there will be no June knit along. I can tell you that. And I'm really looking forward to the retreat. Super excited about going and seeing people. I love meeting people in person, and it's so much fun. So, I guess we'll just move right into finished objects because I have one. Just one. And it's still a little damp around the ruffle. So you saw this last week. It is called the Wisp Shoulder Shawl. It's not on Ravelry. I got the pattern from the LYS owner. It was a free pattern she was giving away, I think, last year on the yarn tour. So she wanted a new sample of it, and it's knitted out of Mountain Meadow, and it's a fingering weight, and it's a 50% bamboo, 50% merino. And then the ruffle is knit out of the merino bamboo, Mountain Meadows, and then I showed it last week, I gave her the ball bands because she keeps the ball bands from the yarn that I use for samples. And it's a kid mohair with colored sequins in it. So there's like a pink, a blue, a yellow, I think there's an orange, a red, a green. The ruffle really looks like frosting with sprinkles. So it is kid mohair and I think tencel and then the sparkles. So I don't know if I can get this. I'll try to inch it up closer for you to see the sparkles. I don't know. You might be able to see just the little flecks. But it is really pretty. The ruffle is taking forever to dry. So when I'm actually done recording, I'm going to spread it back out on the blocking board. I don't need to block it anymore. The top is dry. And I think it's going to be gorgeous. Let's see. I'll put it on. I have a stitch marker if you happen to see it. I have a stitch marker so I know what side is the front for when I block it. See, it'd be nice. You could wear it. You know, it's a good length down the back. I don't really think you could wear it turned around like a shawlette. You could do it from the side. Yeah, lovely. I really like it. It wasn't a hard knit. It was super easy. Like the pattern is so simple. But it was boring. Like there was nothing to kind of look forward to, right? Because there's no real design element. The ruffles all at the end. Now I felt like I did have to bind off like a bazillion stitches, right? Like it took hours to bind off this ruffle. But I think it was worth it. It came out gorgeous. Super soft. The yarn I used was absolutely fabulous. No complaints. So last week I was like in the middle. I only had enough of the kid mohair with sparkles to do half the bind off. So I took it into the LYS and asked her how she wanted me to proceed. she ended up giving me another skein of the sparkle and another skein of the bamboo merino to try to make the ruffle longer, because she's like, oh, because I didn't have enough to do the full ruffle as it was. So she's like, here, just, you know, make the ruffle as long as you can with this. And that ruffle was such a yarn suck. Like, I think I got 4 rows and had to bind off because there just wasn't enough because it took up that much yarn. The pattern originally calls for lace weight, but I was using a fingering, and she had a lace weight one in the shop, and I have to say, I like the fingering weight one better. So it's gorgeous. You know, it's sometimes like when I make shop samples, I'm kind of like, wah wah, I gotta give it away. And I really love it. Like my light waves I ended up showing, I don't know, it's been like a month or so. I gave her the light waves. She wanted a shop one. I'm like, here, just take mine. I'll re-knit it another time. But love it. Like I said, I don't think that the pattern says who designed it. I don't know if you can find it. It's called Wisp Shoulder Shawl. Super easy. I mean, perfect for a beginner. Like I said, though, it's just, it's stockinette. It's just knit, 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 knit. A few yarn overs here and there. And then you get to do the ruffle. So that's the only finished object I have. So I have works in progress. So we'll start with this one. It is my tea with jam and bread sweater. I started a sleeve. I didn't get very far. Not far at all. I'm caught on the yarn. Hold on, technical difficulties. There we go. So I started on the left sleeve. So all of the gray is how much I got done. And then I kind of lost momentum because I'm doing this with a knit-along with a friend from the yarn shop. And she couldn't make it Friday. She usually comes Friday mornings. And so I'm like, okay. I'll work on something else. So I'll work on it some more. She wasn't quite as far as I am. I don't know how far maybe she's gotten this week, so I'm definitely going to have to hop to for sure. But like I said, I'll tell you more about it. I'm like rushing it, I feel. Sorry. It is the Tea with Jam and Bread. It is by Heidi Kermeyer. So hold it up. Now, I opted for no pockets. I just didn't like the way the pockets looked. I think it'll add more bulk in like the hip area, which I don't need. And I don't know, like a lot of people when I was looking at project pages, like the pockets hung open a little, and I don't know. I just didn't like the look of them, but I liked everything else about the sweater, and that's what I love the most about making hand knit garments. If there's something you don't like, you can change it. So I'm using Cascade 220. Let's see, I have the tags in here so I can tell you the colors. Okay, so the gray is just regular Cascade 220. It is color number 8400, also known as charcoal. The teal is color number 2433, also known as Pacific. And then the gold color is color 4010, and it's called Straw. So I really love it. I love the fabric. And I think part of the reason that I was not in any hurry to knit on it is because it was like really warm here. It was like upper 70s and sunny, and you know, I'm thinking I'm not going to get to wear it probably anytime soon. Maybe like late in the evenings if you're outside and it's kind of chilly and you need a sweater. But it'll get lots and lots of use next winter. So I'm kind of in, you know, like a spring state of mind, and this is more of a winter garment. Next up, I'm excited about this. So, trying to distract myself from some of the things going on, I started my shawl design, and this is about as good as it's gonna get. all bunched up in the wrong side. So it is gorgeous. It is from Leading Men Fiber Arts from Mr. Dramatic Knits, Steve. So he and his partner Andy dyed this up for me and provided me with yarn support for my pattern. And it will be a shawl. It will be crescent shape. It will be out of fingering weight yarn. This is the Soliloquy base in the color called Dirty Truce. So it is a chartreusey green with a brown overwash. And it happens to be my all-time ultimate favorite color. And the camera is totally, it's not picking this up. It is a beautiful, yeah, it's looking really washed out. It doesn't look anything, yeah, I'm not getting, the lighting in here is not showing its beauty, because this is absolutely gorgeous. The Soliloquy is 657 yards, 150 grams, generous output. It is a 100% superwash British BFL. So, that it's coming along. It's almost done. So I hope to have it ready for testers by the end of the month. That is my goal. So far it's like going good, like going too good. Like I'm waiting for some sort of flaw to throw off all my numbers or the math or something. So my goal is that this will be out mid-June. I'm thinking I'm going to do like I did last year and kind of do like the unveiling of it at Zombie Knitpocalypse, but it will go out to everybody who buys it. I think we're going to do a pre-order again because that worked out really, really well last year. So you'll do, so because like I think last year I kind of put like mystery shawl, knit along type thing, and it's not going to be clues, right? Like when the pattern comes out, you get the whole pattern, go at your own pace. I think what we'll do is we will do a knit along with that pattern. You know, let's do it from when the pattern's released in June through the end of July. I think that sounds like a good plan. I'm trying to plan knit along. So the shawl pattern will come out mid-June. Let's see, I think I leave for the retreat on the 18th. So it'll come out like the 19th or 20th or something like that. Later June. And it will be the knit along for June and July. So you can cast it on right away if you choose. If you're going to the retreat, I know Steve is planning on having some of the Soliloquy. And we've even talked about maybe some kits with it. And yeah. It's going to be great. I'm excited. I'm really, really loving it. All of my, both of my shawls, I can't say all because it makes it sound like I have a ton, but both of my shawls are like really personal to me. Like I really didn't make them with anybody else in mind but myself. At least in the fact of what I like in a shawl. Because I think when you start trying to please other people, at least for me as a designer, my heart isn't always in it, and I get stuck. Not always. Sometimes, like George the Giant Squid, I was stuck on that because it was so personal and I wanted to get it right. I also have another toy in the works that will be out. Hopefully, my goal is by the retreat, if not sooner. And that one's giving me fits because I want, once again, it's not that, somebody had specifically asked me for this one thing. And it's not that I don't want to do it, it's that I want to do it so well and I want to make it so perfect that I just haven't hit the nail on the head. At one point I'm going to be like, nailed it, and it's going to be perfect and it's going to be awesome. But we're not there yet. So, but I'm excited about the shawl. Next up, it kind of also is going to take us into Yarny goodness. So it's the last whip that I have this week. And it is, I love this so much. It is the Cattails by Melissa. Melissa, it starts with an S. Let me pull it up real quick because my phone's like already on Ravelry, and I really want to get this right because I will be the first one to admit I suck. I totally suck at pronouncing last names that are not my own. So I try to be quite forgiving when people don't say my last name correctly. Because I hear people all the time and I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Oh, come on. Okay, it is by Melissa Schwery. Crap. Okay, it's Cattails by Melissa, and it's Schashwary. So, look, y'all, I am going to be the first one to admit I cannot pronounce that properly, and it's probably like one of those things that's so easy that I'm just overthinking it. But here's what it looks like, if you can get. So it's really cute, striped cardigan. Like I said, you look up Cattails, you'll find it on Ravelry. It is a paid for pattern. I can't remember how much it was. But anyways, in the picture, hers is a bluish teal and a creamy white. So my LYS had the yarn that the pattern calls for, which is the Elizabeth Lavold silky wool. But she didn't have white. She had it in all kinds of grays and beautiful colors. The colors that she had in the silky wool are all gorgeous. So she was like, well, I can order in some of the white, not a problem, you know. So I'm like, well, I didn't want to know which color I wanted. She didn't have the color that the pattern used, but she had lots of other gorgeous colors. And so I had grabbed this lime green and this bright blue. And I also had like this earthy teal. And I had them all laying on the table, and she's like, the LYS owner, Kathy, was like, you know, why don't you just use 2 colors? I'm like, facepalm, right? Like, why not? I mean, most people use white in a color or gray in a color. So I went with 2 colors, and I love it. So the colors... Okay, so I'll finish talking about the pattern and then I'll get into the yarn. So it looks really small, but I tried it on and it fits really well across the back. The back has such beautiful color stripes. Now the front really looks like it's not going to fit, but you go and you put an edging on, like a really wide band that you'll pick up and put around. So it's getting there. This is... I've seen it labeled as a sport weight and I've seen it labeled as a DK. It definitely falls right in between. It's definitely a smidge heavier than sport weight and it is a very light DK. So it could really go either way. I'm knitting it on a size 7 needle and it's giving me a really nice loose fabric. And it is going to be perfect for summer. And that's what I wanted. And this is like refreshing to me. I'm like, bright, happy colors and light airy yarn, and I'm like, bring on spring. So it's coming along really good. Super easy knit, super easy. Couldn't be happier with it. I'm just about done using up the first of the 2 skeins. So now I will talk a little more about the yarn and my yarny goodness. So this is Silky Wool by Elizabeth Lavold. It is 65% wool, 35% silk. You get 100 grams, and this is 175 meters. It doesn't give yardage. I can't quite remember the conversion. It's not too far off, if I remember right. Made in Italy. So here's the blue. It is color number 35, also known as petrol. When I typed it in on Ravelry, it came up as dark teal, and that's not right. This is blue. I mean, you don't get any bluer than this. So when I looked it up on their website, it came up as the color name is called petrol, and Webb's and Jimmy Bean's Wool both agree. So I actually bought 4 skeins. This is why I didn't buy them. I had store credit from making samples. So with my store credit, I got 4 skeins of the blue. And then I got the lime green, which is color number 73, and it is called Parrot. So 3 of these. I am making the size medium. For the size medium, it calls for 4 of the main color, 3 of the complementary. So I was at the LYS, and the yarn shop owner loves me to make samples. And I have to admit, I like doing it, right? Like, it is fun to look around the shop, and I can be like, I made that, and I made that, I made all of those. And when someone picks it up, and they're checking them out, and they're like, oh, this is so pretty. And I'm like, thank you. Especially when they're my designs, I really am like, I probably blush a little. So she sent me home with a whole bag of yarn as yarn support to make samples of my patterns for the shop. So I got some Plymouth Encore tweed and regular Plymouth Encore. Both are worsted weight. This one is 75% acrylic, 22% wool, 3% viscose. And then the solid is just 75% acrylic, 25% wool. And this is going to be a Molly the Traveling Turtle. The shell will be the tweed. The appendages will be the green. So the green is color number 0451, and the tweed is color number 0138. And then I also got some Encore, Plymouth Encore, same thing, 75% acrylic, 25% wool. The red is 1386, the black is 0217, and this is going to be a Lulu, the fiber spinning ladybug. So I have to find, that red is not quite that eye searing. It is a pretty bright red, but it looks like it's about glowing on my screen. And then I got some Cascade Yarns Pacific in color number 517, and it's very, very rainbowy. Some may say slightly clown barfish. This is going to be a Chelsea the Chatterbox Monster. And then I got some Plymouth Pacific, or not Plymouth, Cascade Pacific Chunky. I hope I didn't call that one Pacific too, because that's Cascade, the regular Pacific. This is Pacific Chunky in color number 604 and 34, and this is going to be a Liam the Lanky Robot. So more samples to knit for the shop. And I have like, it's so cool. When I get all my samples done, I'll take a picture, because I have a little display in the shop, and I'm like, there's all my little friends. It's so much fun. I enjoy it. And since I'm really trying really hard not to buy any yarn, because I really can't afford it, right? Let's just be honest about the situation here. It keeps me in yarn, right? Because I can earn store credit, get whatever I want or need or have to have in the moment. Which brings me to my one lonely yarn purchase that I bought online. I made a Loopy U order because, let's face it, these last few weeks have been rough. So, with the loss of my kitty, I was having a really bad day, and I had some retail therapy. So I bought 3 skeins of Malabrigo sock. It's color 809, and it's SOLIS. So I'm like, is it Solace or is it Solis? Or how would they pronounce it? I would have pronounced it Solis. But I don't know. Color 809. Easy enough, right? So it is gorgeous. It is shades of blues, green, and greens. It's not like blue, it's like a tealy blue. I'm not a huge teal kick. So it's tealy blues and greens. And I am going to make the Summer Vines tank out of it. I don't remember who the designer is. I bought the pattern, and this is the color that she used for hers. Because I was at the LYS and I'm looking around, and nothing was just cutting it. There was a Cascade Heritage yarn that was blues and greens, and it wasn't as subtle, right? Like, it was more variegated, and this gets a little more tonally because it's you know, their dyeing technique. And I just, you know, I was like, I told myself, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go home, I'm going to sleep on it. And the next day I came in and I'm like, it's just not working for me. Like, I usually know after I sleep on it. Either I wake up and I'm like, yeah, okay, I have to get that, or nope, not going to work. And my brain said it wasn't going to work. So excited about this. I would love to have this done for June and be able to wear it at the retreat. I don't know. I have a lot on my plate. But I think I'm going to attempt it. So I have like 3 skeins of Malabrigo sock. I've never knit with it, so it feels nice. I personally am not a fan of Malabrigo's just worsted, their single ply. I don't like it because it pills so much. So hopefully I will like their sock yarn better because it is applied yarn. So that's it. It seems like a lot, but you know, all of the toy yarn is yarn support given to me. So then real quick, I'm going to do a magazine review. So I picked up the new Knit Scene. It is Knit Scene Summer 2014. It is put out by F&W Media, retails in the US for $7.99. It retails in Canada for $9.99. The big thing in this is, you know, it's summer. Lots of light and airy tops. Some of the stuff, I mean, let's just face it, not my thing. It's so funny because I took this to the LYS and I was showing the ladies. And everyone went for this top. And I don't like that it's asymmetrical. I think it's cute, but I would have to straighten up the bottom. I do like the little buttons at the top, though. I don't know. I still am trying to debate whether I like the new setup for the magazine. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to show you this because this girl is a beautiful model. She's used throughout the whole magazine. So gorgeous. I like the top, I think, but they made her look like a streetwalker. That makes me sad because she's so pretty. Just her stance and the way she's holding her purse, and she's in hot purple hot pants. I mean, such a beautiful girl, and I was like, But I think I like the tank. I don't know that I would do a different color for the trim, like the trim and the edging. They just use a solid color. I think I just make it all one. But I think the top itself is cute. I'm not wearing it with hot pants. See, like here, I think she looks super cute. Love her hair. And I do like the top. I might not make it maybe quite as long, because it's kind of like tunic length. The purple one. Very cute though. I really, really liked that one. Not so crazy about the lace one over here. There's a full shot of it. Just not crazy about the pattern. But I like the purple one, just not in purple. Let's see. There was another one I really liked. And then there was a really article called Grow Your Own Yarn. And it's really cool. It talks about how to grow flax and the process that you go through to make yarn out of it. I don't know that it's quite labor intensive. I don't know that I'd really want to do that myself. But I think it's interesting, and I enjoy reading about things like that. Let's see, I did like this. Once again, it's in purple. I guess because it's spring, I gotta expect that. But I thought it was cute. It has kind of like a broomstick lace detail around the top and down the sleeves. And this is the one I like the most. Absolutely just think it's adorable. It's a tank with like a lace panel on the sides, and then the lace panel continues at the bottom. Let's see, I guess I could be saying the Boca tank, B-O-K-E-H, by Amy Christoffers. No wonder I like it. Amy Christoffers does beautiful patterns. I guess I should have been saying who's doing the other ones, but I figure if you're interested, you'll go get the magazine. like this one. It is called the Lintham Tea by Bristol Ivy. And it is out of Quince & Company. Ugh, I love Quince & Company. I really don't know if I like the asymmetry of the lace detail. Kind of on the fence about that. But I love the style. I love the color. Absolutely gorgeous. Now this is the cover tee. I just don't like it. I don't like the little boob pocket. I don't like the tie on the side. This whole design does nothing for me. I don't like the color either. I don't know. Don't know what it is about it. But to each their own. So those are the few things I highlighted. There was some other stuff, a few shawls, some sweaters that I'm just like, trying to keep it on the positive. But it is the summer 2014 with a big emphasis on linens and cottons. Perfect, like I said, if you want lighter weight, tanky kind of stuff. Because I'm definitely trying to make lighter. I want to make everything out of wool. I love wool. Wool is my favorite fiber, and I want to make everything out of it. So, that's it for the knitting. I feel like it's kind of been a longer one this week, but that's okay. It's been a little shorter in the past few weeks. So if you leave me now, I will see you next week, because we're moving on into the slice of life. Okay. I just want to send the biggest thank you and virtual hugs to everybody who has sent me PMs, emails, Instagram comments for the last week's episode in the thread in the RetroLemonStudio group, for all the condolences for my kitty. It just means so much. It means so much to have so many people who understand. And I'm like, wow, my heart breaks because so many people shared their stories, which I appreciate. You know, I'm so sad that so many other people, unfortunately, have had to go through what I've gone through. It is a process of having pets. They usually go first. You know, people who have lost kitties the way I lost mine. People who totally understand with me having a cat that did not want to stay inside. He hated being inside all the time. And just all the kind, I mean, it really, really just means so much to me. It just overwhelmed my heart in the best way. And I just want to say thank you. You know, we're doing okay. There's still sad moments. There are still moments where it's not that I necessarily forget he's gone, but I expect him to be there, or you know, something will happen and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's not him. You know, I'll hear a sound or something, and you know, there's going to be moments like that, right? It's to be expected. It's going to happen. I think the hardest part is our little kitty, Lucy, who's 10.5 months now, keeps looking for him. She is so lonely, and she's kind of backed away from us. Like, she doesn't really want to be petted much, and she's kind of just wants to be left alone. So we are definitely talking about going and getting a new kitty. We know that a new kitty will not replace Ringo, but we want Lucy to have a friend. We don't want her to become antisocial, because, I mean, I'm sure in a way she's lost and confused and maybe grieving, and you know, we don't know. We can't talk to her and communicate like we can with each other. So we definitely want to open our home and our hearts to a new pet. It is hard to think, you know, about getting it sometimes, because there's a reason we're getting a new cat. Not because we just want one, but you know, we don't have the other cat, and so, you know, it's bittersweet. So, you know, doing our best, trying to stay motivated. Unfortunately, we got this big cold snap of weather, and it went from 78 degrees on Monday to Tuesday, which was yesterday, a whopping 28 degrees. But I've been trying to get out, I've been trying to walk, enjoy the sunshine and the fresh air. And of course, the sunshine reminds me of my kitty, because he loved the sun. He loved to be in the sun. He was the happiest laying in a sunspot, being outside. So, you know, sometimes I get a little choked up when I'm thinking, I'm walking in the sun shining and I'm thinking and taking the trail where he would follow me out in the yard. But it's been good. It helps me clear my head to get out there and walk and fresh air. And last week I didn't talk about it because it totally didn't seem relevant. But last week I lost 0.2 of a pound and this week I lost 0.7. So kind of getting back on the right track. It's been hard because I'm an emotional eater. I mean, it's just the truth of it. I've always been honest about that. And, you know, bad things happen and I want to stuff food in my mouth. Especially chocolate or something salty and crunchy. I'm not normally like a potato chip person. I like them. But if I had to choose between like a bag of Doritos, which are my favorite chips, and a bag of carrot cake M&Ms, because I saw them at the store, thanks to all you Instagram enablers, I went for, obviously, for the carrot cake M&Ms. Don't buy the carrot cake M&Ms. Unless if you want to get fat, don't buy the carrot cake M&Ms. They are like little bites of crack in a bag. It's so good. So good. Stay away. It's like falling down the rabbit hole, right? Oh, I was so glad when the bag was gone because I would feel guilty every time I'd be like sneaking a handful. But, you know, trying to do better this week. It seems like really hard now because I'm like craving sweets. I gotta like detox myself from the junk. But trying to do better. Trying to do better because I know it puts me in a better state of mind when I don't fill my body with junk. My emotions are better and clear-headed and I just physically feel better as well. It's so funny how when I eat anything fried anymore, I feel horrible. Like later that night or the next day, I feel like pure crap. And it's all because of something I ate. And I'm like, oh, no wonder I felt like crap all the time before. My body doesn't like it. So, getting back on track. I'm trying to find a new normal, right? Because life has been flipped upside down and shaken, kind of like a snow globe. So like someone just went, it's my life. And it's kind of like stuff is kind of, the snow in the little globe is starting to settle and it's finding a new normal for me. And that's okay. Sometimes life needs to be shooken up a little, whether we like it or not. So, dealing with everything well the best that can be. Trying to stay positive because being negative doesn't help anything. Even though I have my moments. I have my moments where I just have a hard day. But I'm trying to stay positive for all of you because I enjoy you watching and no one wants to see a crab, right? Sit here and be like, rah, rah, rah. But that's it. Like I said, trying to get back on track. Like I said, we're going to start looking at shelters for a kitty. We've decided we want a kitty maybe between like 1 and 3 years of age. Because, look, when you get a kitten, it's a crapshoot. You don't know how that kitten's going to end up, right? Like, is it going to be a cuddly, lovey kitty? Is it going to be a playful kitty? Is it going to be, you know, a kitty that just is like, leave me alone? You really don't know, and you can't always control it. So we thought, well, we want to adopt a pet. We always like to do rescues and stuff like that. Kitties that, or any pet that needs a home. And we're thinking like between 1 and 3. That way its personality's established, but it's still young. And it, you know, Lucy needs someone that'll be playful. Even though I know there's so many senior cats that need homes. We just thought a young adult we think would do good. So, I'll let you know, of course, when we find a new pet. I mean, we're not like in a huge hurry, right? But Lucy needs a friend. Lucy needs that right now, I think. And so I'll probably show it off. It'll definitely be on like Instagram. And just a reminder about Instagram, if you ask to follow me on Instagram and it doesn't say in like your description of Ravelry that you know, you're on Ravelry or Knitter or something like that, you know, you can send me a PM on Ravelry and let me know you sent me your request. Because if it doesn't indicate that you are, I usually ignore it, because sometimes I just get really weird requests from weird people, and you know, you try to keep the weirdos out. So okay, that's it for me this week. I am Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I am RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurt, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Fitbit and Weight Watchers, all over the place. Until next week, I'll see you then.